Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Okay. All right, so we are going on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Jose Medina, 232343. And appearance, counsel?
Your Honor, good afternoon. Richard T. Serrano, P33828, appearing on behalf and with my client. Your Honor, we appear via Zoom, my client being in custody. We have no objection to that.
All right, and Mr. Medina, your name, please.
Jose Antonio Medina.
All right, thank you. And so, counsel, as to the arraignment.
Your Honor, I've advised my client what he's charged with, the maximum penalties involved, all possible consequences, also advised him of his constitutional rights. Thereby, we waive formal reading, stand mute.
Or waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment, and schedule this matter for pretrial on November 9th at 10:15 a.m. And as to bond, and then I'll give Detective Sergeant Crowe an opportunity to respond.
All right, Your Honor, for what my client tells me, he is a single male, supporting 0 children. He lives with his mother in Detroit. He's presently not working. He tells me he's collecting Social Security disability, and he gets approximately $1,100 per month with that. Your Honor, he tells me he's not on probation or parole. There are some unpaid tickets outstanding in Riverview he describes as civil infractions. And other than that, he does not have any warrants. He's had no criminal record, he tells me. So with that, Your Honor, we don't know who the victim is, according to my client, the alleged victim. So I'm sure the court is going to order some form of no contact, but we don't know who that person is. So, Your Honor, we'd ask for the court to consider a personal bond or bond he can reasonably expect to post. He tells me he's been in custody for 2 days. Thank you.
Mr. Medina, you're telling this court through your attorney that you do not know who the victim is in this matter. Is that what you're saying?
The one. What's that?
Who's Yolanda?
She's a girlfriend.
Okay.
And the mother of my child if we were pregnant.
I'm sorry?
And possibly the mother of my child if we're pregnant.
Possibly the mother of your child if she's pregnant.
Yeah. And I could possibly be a father now.
Okay. And so, all right, Detective Sergeant Grote, your name for the record, please.
Your Honor, Detective Sergeant Ken Grote.
And as to bond.
Your Honor, as far as the criminal history goes, Mr. Medina's been arrested several times. I spoke with the victim, Yolanda, at length. She feels like she's a prisoner in her own home. Mr. Medina controls her phone. He actually put a lock on her phone so she couldn't call me. I had to have her transported to the station. She was trying to get into the phone through the phone company. She says he controls every aspect of her life. She's not allowed to leave the house without his permission or him following her. She does not want him back at the house. No contact with him, no third party, nothing like that. We'll ask for $1,000 cash bond to reassure his appearance in court and to make sure he stays away from her.
I ain't got a problem with that.
Well, good. You're going to write down the code for her phone right now for the detective.
It's not a code, it's like a design.
Good, draw the design out right now for the detective.
With that?
I'm sorry?
I don't have a problem with that, to show him the design, it's not a
Good, you're
code.
going to draw the design right now for the detective.
Okay. The thing is like this, right?
Yep.
I like this. It goes like this, like that, like that, like that, like that.
Okay.
I ain't got a problem. She told me, she put me in charge of it. So that's what I'm
Sir, remember I told you nothing
Sir.
about the facts, sir.
If that turns out to not be the code, I'm letting you know, if that turns out to not be the code, that will be a bond violation.
Looks like.
I'm just informing you, sir. If that turns out to not be the correct code, that will be a bond violation.
That's okay. Because that's the code. I don't have no reason to lie. And I'm not lying.
Well, you've already indicated that your credibility is already in jeopardy because you claim that you don't know the victim in this manner. And now you're saying that maybe she's pregnant with your child. How is somebody pregnant with your child if you don't know that person?
I never did. Of the current charges that I never did.
Sir, this is not going to work very well if you're talking while I'm talking. So I missed half of what you said.
I'll be quiet.
No, you can speak when I'm done speaking. So what I'm saying is that I missed half of what you said because you were talking while I was talking. And I couldn't hear what you said. So what was it that you said?
I couldn't understand who it was. Because I didn't attack no one.
Okay. So let's see, I show a criminal conviction of 19th District Court for larceny. You have felony, stolen property dismissed out of the 36th District Court. You have a slew of charges from E-Course in Detroit from 2009. In 2014, do you know what happened with those, sir?
I took care of it.
What does that mean? You took care of it.
I stopped and took care of it. I paid everything that I had to pay. And sold up to court. If it was possible. I don't know. That's not under my control. That's under your control or whatever it was.
Sir,
I'm not understanding the question.
you said you took care of it. Does that mean you pled guilty? Does it mean it was dismissed? I mean, it was reduced? What?
It was.
I'm sorry?
I don't remember. That's how far back it was.
Okay. Well, with this new change in these set-asides, that's a disastrous debacle for criminal histories and being able to see what's going on. But
Your Honor, I apologize to the court. My client told me he had never had a criminal conviction. So lying to his lawyer isn't going to get him very far.
no, I understand, Mr. Serrano, you're zoomed in from home and you do not have
I told you the truth. I took care
the
of it.
benefit. Mr. Medina, I've already said, please stop talking while I'm talking. So for the record, Mr. Serrano, you do not have the benefit of having the file, the actual file, because this was in the custody that we had to contact you to zoom in to represent Mr. Medina. You do not have the file at your disposal.
Correct.
Sir, where is it you work?
Where does you work? She wants to know where you work.
I don't work.
You don't work?
No.
How do you support yourself?
My benefits.
Your benefits? You receive disability benefits?
Yes.
And what's the nature of your disability?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
How long have you been receiving benefits?
Since I was little.
11? Okay.
Little.
And
Since
it says here, I'm sorry?
Since I was little.
Okay. It says here in your marital status that you're married.
No, that's incorrect.
You're single?
Yes.
Okay. And you live with your mom?
I live on Homer.
And how long have you lived there, sir?
And I moved to Davis. And I gotta move back to Homer with my family, because that's where I originally came from.
Sir, let me ask this another way. How long have you been living on Davis Street?
For one summer, 2 summers, and a winter. That's how long I've been there. 1 summer, 2 summers, and a winter.
So about a year and a half or two years.
The last job I had was Workbox, and before that, I was working at Minuteman, and I was working for GFL. I'm not working for GFL, but the staffing agency that I work for sent me to GFL, and they terminated me because I got injured. And I told them that I needed to sleep and to come back the next day, and they didn't understand that. Is there anything else?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out where you actually reside because I have 2 different addresses for you.
Those are
And
only
I
2 I
was told-
reside at. And where I've been at, that's my history.
Sir, you indicated to your attorney that you live in Detroit. However, you just indicated that you have resided in Wyandotte with Ms. Cavazos. So,
I don't know what's going on.
well, sir, I don't know where you live if you don't know where you
Mailing
live.
address is what I'm telling you.
What's that?
That's my mailing address, and my mail is on hold because of that. So what do you want me to tell you? I'm telling you the truth.
Which is
You
your
can ask-
mailing address, Davis or Homer?
Both. That's where I be at.
Sir, you can't live at two places. You
I
can
moved
live
to
at one
Homer.
and stay at another or go visit or what have you, but
I'm as calmly as telling you.
do you have belongings at the Davis Street address, sir?
I got belongings at Davis Street, ma'am.
All right. And if you were to test today, sir, is there anything in your system?
Like as far as,
Like what?
I'm not understanding that question. Can you explain to
So
me?
if you were to drug test today, is there anything that would show up?
Oh, possibly marijuana, but I don't know. I wouldn't know that question and how to answer it to you.
Do you have a valid prescription for marijuana, sir?
I got counseling from what is it? Southwest Solution Counseling that I'm taking medication. As far as the doctor goes, that is giving to prescribing it to me.
Okay,
That I
so
got
You don't
before?
currently have a valid prescription
Yes, I do.
for marijuana?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, the court's going to order a $10,000, 10% bond in this matter. The court wants to ensure the safety of the defendant and to make sure that the safety of the victim and to make sure that the defendant is going to appear. I'm sorry, what is that, sir? Because I'm still talking and I can't hear what you're saying.
Definitely stuff in my system. I'm answering your question. I don't have that in my system. I don't know what to tell you.
You don't have what in your system?
Your question to you asked me. If I'm currently on anything, the only thing I'm on is my medication and the food that
Yes,
I
I understand that, sir. I understand that. The court's issuing a $10,000, 10% bond with the following bond conditions. You are not to have any contact with Ms. Cavazos. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. Let me be very clear, sir. If bond is not posted and you're down at the Wayne County Jail, what I've learned recently, based upon other individuals' alleged violations, is that there is a tablet and that there is a phone. If you are communicating or attempting to communicate with Ms. Cavazos in any way, that will be a bond violation, sir. And if you did post bond, it will be revoked. If you
Am I
did
allowed to
post
grab
bond,
my belongings?
please.
Go ahead, I'm
let
sorry.
me finish.
Go ahead, speak.
If you had not posted bond and you're still trying to communicate with her, the court will make sure that you do not have any form of communication available to you. Do you understand that?
Yes,
You're not to enter the home on Davis Street. You are allowed one visit to the premises to obtain your personal belongings, so long as you are accompanied by the police. What that
Okay.
means, sir, is that you contact the police department first, and then they will go with you to the home. You don't go there and then call the police. Got it?
I got it.
You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. That includes marijuana. You're indicating that you are prescribed marijuana. You'll have to provide proof of any prescriptions that you may have, sir. You're not to possess or have access to any firearms and or any weapons. Do you have any weapons, sir?
No, ma'am. I don't
You
like
don't have any guns?
no guns, ma'am. I don't like
Okay.
guns.
The court will also note, in the event you do post bond, you are not to be released without GPS tethered through the Wayne County Jail, and the court will note house arrest, as you're not currently working. Any questions, counsel?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, and we'll see you back next Thursday, Mr. Medina.
Yes, Mr. Santos.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, have a good day. Off the record, thank you, Mr. Serrano.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you.